Hey, my name is Marco. I love talking about music from an emotional perspective after a decade on the stage. Welcome to an episode of Gundam. Today we're listening to Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphan, MS Gundam Ebo. I'm really curious about this, to really dive into it, I should say. I have listened to this previously on a Patreon stream a while ago. Also, if you're into this kind of stuff, there's watch-along episodes on the Patreon. Feel free to check that out if it's something that you're interested in. Let's check this piece out. The first time I heard it, I was really blown away by it, but I didn't really do any sort of deep analysis. I just sort of listened to it in passing through this Patreon stream, so let's check it out. Flamenco guitar is such an inviter of stress and of challenge and of sensuality and of accomplishing a task and being really, really strict with yourself and really focusing in on the pursuit of something. I love the way this starts. There's a ferocity in it, but again, because of the use of the guitar, there's a grace within that twist of the knife, within that twist of the intensity. There's always a sense of accomplishment, of grace, of almost a gentility and a femininity that comes across that's really satisfying to listen to because it's not in your face. There's an elegance about it. So it doesn't feel like it's a brute fighter. It feels like it's a dancer almost. And I really love that, especially the percussion here. It's great. And it's also really cool that right off the bat, as we click in, we get into this Spanish guitar, which right now is the front and center piece. It's delivering that sense of that emotional state. And yeah, it's great. Yeah, see, and that's fun because actually we take a step back, and then we're left with da 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 da. Now we're pulled back, and now we're with the strings. Now we're really talking about elegance, and we're really talking about being dialed in, kind of proper. I feel like this is a duality that's really interesting because we have obviously Gundam. I haven't watched very much of it, but I watched a little bit of Children of Mercury, and so there is a feeling of obviously there's politics and battle and war and politics, and ultimately it's just one giant Metal Gear Solid Ace Combat reference. But the one thing that I really appreciate about this is that here now we have it dialed in. We have, hold on, don't just go for the jugular. We have to take one step back. Let's control this. Now, whether or not it's representing two different factions, I don't know. But one of the cool things about this is that it represents at least two different emotional states. One being much more in control, much more held in, much more poised. And the other one is much more loosely thrown out there with a sense of violence that's very musical and apparent. And here, and you know, it's funny because here it actually feels like almost like that guitar, if it's a rogue element or somebody that is very boisterous, here it's almost like we're reining them in too, because then it performs in unison with the orchestra. And so it's more like, okay, all right, I'm here. I'm ready to do this. This is annoying, what have you. All right, let's get it done. You know what I mean? Swell. Now we're back in it. See, and this is so rhythmic. So even though even though that's the sort of momentum, we get the guitar accents as well. That's not necessarily a melody, but that is a forward drive rhythmically that's really satisfying and a little bit less clean than the guitar portion. Swell, swell, swell. Pull all the way back. Nice syncopation there with the viola. Yeah, so that's such a so satisfying. I'm going to replay. But one of the things that's really important to think about there is the fact that now we're all together. Now we all come together and we join forces and we're focused on the primary mission, which is to save the world, save the planet, save ourselves, save our humanity, save the people that we love, so on and so forth. Now there's a real coming together and being like, okay, now we need to focus. Let's rein it in. Let's grab that cattle, bring it back into the pasture, bring it back into the fenced yard. Let's corral this maverick, if you will, this rogue agent, and let's just set aside any differences and start over. And I love that, especially because there are some really nice accents in here with the viola and the violin getting front and center, and then you have the guitar also lifting up there. But it's a cohesive unit, even though there's some solo moments of you know, gunfire and what have you. Right here, you hear how the viola takes over and the violin doubles on top. Da, 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 da. That's ferocity. Da, 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 dum, dum, dum. Terrific rhythm. Da, da, da. Fantastic rhythm there. And then we end, and we really end, and we punch it. It's such a satisfying piece, especially this back half. It's so interesting. There is so much emotion to be gleaned from that sense of virility and that sense of intensity and that sense of like, yes, we can do this. We're going to accomplish this goal. We're going to stay steadfast. We're going to move forward, and we're going to push through. It's pretty interesting how that is the driving factor. And there's such a sense of like, let's all get in this together. Stop it. Let's unite. Let's face this thing head on and get where we need to get to. And that's really what comes across to me. Who knows if I'm right? It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that the emotion is incredibly satisfying, and so is the musical experience. If you like this, there's more on the channel. Feel free to check out the Patreon if you like watch-alongs, or if you just want to see some other stuff on there. Feel free to like, subscribe, and as always, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.